Hello everybody, I'm just making a short video covering the answers and the rationale to the questions. This video covers the first part, the introduction to Project D Pro, full stop. As you can see, the format looks a little bit different, and this is because I'm using the administrative back end as it simply makes it a little bit easier to visualize. Okay, so the first question is saying, well, looking at other projects in the commercial sector. So immediately we're saying, well, what are the characteristics of the commercial sector projects and what's unique about international development? And then we've got our options. So the first one, temporary beginning and end. Well, that's true about every project. Second one, projects often managed by a project lifecycle. Well, that's true about every project as well. So it can't be A or B. The specifics of project management process vary. Well, yes, they do. I mean, so that's true for everything. So the answer by deduction, but also because of what it says in the guide, is D, and that development projects are aspiring to social and behavioral changes. Okay, let's keep going. The next one is, what's the correct sequence? Now, this is one of those you know it or you don't. So the correct answer here is C, identification and definition, setup, planning, implementation, and closure. The next one, how many phases are there? 5 phases. Again, you see the model in the guide in the course, and that should be clear, hopefully. Now, the next one, it's a little trickier. What's the relationship between project management and MEAL, or monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning? Okay, first option, MEAL and project manager can be coordinated, but they're essentially separate. No, they're not. That's simply false. So it's not the right answer. They very much need to be coordinated. The correct answer is B. Strong MEAL is necessary, but it's not enough. And you could say that's obvious. Monitoring, evaluation, and accountability and learning is very important, but it's not going to plan, manage, implement the project. So it's not sufficient. And then it's the third one. The phase model begins with the assumption that the project is designed. No, it doesn't, so that's false. And the logical framework is incompatible with project management. Well, again, no, it's not, and it's actually included in the model. So correct answer there is B. Moving on. What is an area of relative weakness? Again, a bit trickier, this one. So needs assessment and analyzing data, the first option. Actually, I think that our sector is pretty good at this. So that's not a relative weakness. A balanced approach, B. Well, this is the correct answer. And that's because in our sector, and as it mentions in the guide, we often are very good at identifying and designing, and quite good at sometimes doing the monitoring and evaluation, but planning and implementation, being on time, on scope, on budget, is, shall we say, less consistent. So it's not always balanced. So that's the correct answer. The third option, identifying and communicating the logic, our sector's good at that. That's what log frames are for. And then finally, formulating objectives and indicators. Again, I don't really see a problem about this. It's not a weakness. The next one, complete the missing words. Well, the answer here is A, technical, simply because in project management, in Project D Pro, the technical competence area is all about the tools required to manage the project. And then we've got what's an example of this. Again, this is a little bit trickier. Simply, I think it's a linguistic issue. But the correct answer is A, the skills and behavior related to organizing their work. And I think that's referring to themselves, but also the project team, and so on. And again, vision to lead change. That's not particularly, I would say, a technical skill about project management. It could be applied to lots of other things. C, understanding and navigating development environments. Well, that's a development competency area. And lastly, the metrics. Again, a little bit trickier, this one, and I don't really like it, if I'm honest. I think this one is quite close to being a technical one, but it's one of the areas where our sector has put a lot of emphasis, maybe more so than in some other projects or some other sectors, to be honest. So that's why the correct answer, the best one here, is A. And then what are the three most important factors? Well, size, complexity, and risk are the ones that are mentioned in the guide. B, standards and regulations, has got nothing to do with it. Goals, indicators, and assumptions, yeah, that's log frames, but so what? It's nothing to do with the question. And the same is also true about the last one, D. What describes portfolio management? Well, this is an interesting question because there's a quick way to do it. You look through the options. One, attempting to balance opportunities and risks. Two, focuses on initiating and managing. Three, direct responsibility of the project manager. And four, raises issues, da da da. Well, we can very quickly see. So in the question, three of these will apply and one of them doesn't. We're saying which of the phrases best describe portfolio management? Well, three, the direct responsibility of the project manager, it clearly isn't. That's got nothing to do with it. So we can quickly look down here and say that, option C doesn't include three, so it's the right answer. Next one, the management focus on selecting, initiating, managing the overall collection of projects. An organization, what is this? Program, portfolio, sector, project. Okay, well, we know it's not project because we've already described what a project is. This has got nothing to do with it. So 50-50, portfolio or program. So this just shows you that by good exam technique, if you have to guess, you can eliminate wrong answers very easily. Now, the answer here is portfolio because this is looking at the link to strategy. Program is looking at added benefits to running two or more projects together rather than separately. And again, we've got a similar question here. What are the responsibilities of a project manager? One, ensuring it's on time, on scope, and budget. Two, assuming personal responsibility for completing the work. Working with an array of stakeholders, resolving internal conflicts. And again, we can see that the project manager is not personally responsible for completing all of the work. Managing it, yes, but not doing it all. So we can see that B does not have option 2, so it's the correct answer. I hope this is helpful. Bye for now.